wanted to give you guys a numbers update. We are currently sitting at $405,500 in total agency revenue. All right, so today I had an awesome call with Mario the Monk, who gave me a really great idea about this whole documenting process. And I kind of told him about what I was doing, and we were just catching up after a long time. And he told me, hey, Shawn, what I would do if you're going to continue to document to help keep it interesting, attach a goal to this documenting journey, right? So one of the things I plan to do is to make this more of a long form video moving forward. And it's going to be about going from scratch to $1 million. So building a business from 0 to $1 million, which is, I'm in the process of doing that now with this agency. We started from 0 in 2020. We're around 325,000 now. We're about a quarter of the way there, a little more than quarter. So I want to continue to document the journey until we get to $1 million and above and see where it goes from there. So I think it'll be cool to attach that goal to this process and journey that I'm documenting and have you guys along for the ride. I had a really good call that I thought would be interesting to share with another agent in North Carolina. And he was he put out a post about working new leads and never purchasing leads prior. So I connected on a call with him and we spoke all about how to work leads from start to finish. And a lot of it had to do with cold calling, right? Like where I would start with that is the first thing you should do is call the lead, right? Like everyone wants to talk about the automation and how to hit them with the drip campaign and all this stuff. And that stuff is helpful. But the first thing you want to do is execute and make the call. Just to give him like an example of a script I've used in the past is I always like to go the real and raw approach. That's just what fits my personality. So usually the people I'm cold calling, even if it's based off a lead list, I'll know what their X date is. I'll just reach out to them and say, hey, this is Shawn from Sound Harbor Insurance. I was just calling to see if John was available. If I get John on the phone, I'll just say, hey, John, it's Shawn from Sound Harbor. I was just reaching out because I saw your renewals coming up in the next 30 days with Travelers, and we have a really competitive program that competes with them. The market's been hard. Would love to give you a second opinion on your policies. Again, something that's just straight to the point is what I've usually found to be the most effective. So me and this other agent, we talked through the whole process of how to do it start to finish, how to have a VA fill in the list for you to get some more details about each business before you make the call. And really just work on that list and put it into your CRM and how it should flow. And it was a really good conversation. So that was one of the other big key takeaways from today. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey, what I left off on that last part too is that when you're making that first cold call to a business, they don't know who you are, you're reaching out. What'll happen a lot of the times is you're not gonna get the decision maker on the phone. So what is an extremely important thing to do is have a solid follow-up system in place and a CRM, because with that, you're gonna make the call, they're gonna say, oh, sorry, John's not in right now. And then you wanna pry information, when is John gonna be in next? So you can make that follow-up. So if they say John's gonna be in next Tuesday between 3 and 4, put that on your calendar between 3 and 4, call John and try to make the contact then. I can't tell you how many times I've had to make a dial before I even got the business owner on the phone. So that's just part of the game in the commercial space. So that was another thing we touched on. Hey, what's happening, guys? Happy Tuesday morning. Just out here on my way to the gym. I have to go this early because I got 2 kids under 2 and it's the only time I can make it to the gym. So I gotta go before 5 o'clock in the morning. What I wanted to share with you guys today is the 5 daily non-negotiables. And this is something I set for myself that Dan Martell helped me set up. And if you don't know Andy Frisella's critical task list or power list, it's something you should definitely look into and consider. You can literally just go into YouTube, type in Andy Frisella's critical task list, and in there he talks about the 5 things he does on a daily basis to help him achieve his goals. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do here. The 5 things on a daily basis that'll help me achieve the vision that I want to achieve, which is making $1 million plus in revenue, right? So my 5 daily negotiables that I wanted to share with you, number 1 is actually taking care of my health. So it's working out on a daily basis. Number 2 is sticking to a meal plan. Number 3 is reading 10 pages a day of a self-improvement book. Number 4 is posting on social media. And then number 5, which ties into generating business for Sound Harbor, is reaching out to a minimum of 5 people a day, but being very intentional with the people that I reach out to. So those are my 5 daily non-negotiables. If you guys aren't doing it, it's something I would definitely look into. What I've noticed with that's helped me the most is it helps me stay more consistent than anything else. And on top of that, there's like some power to like checking off a box every day. It gives you a sense of accomplishment, definitely helps build confidence. So if you're not using a power list, I would definitely recommend it. So I just wrapped up that workout, and I wanted to share with you guys something I was listening to during the workout, and it was a mindset call, and they were talking about momentum. And during the call, they said that momentum pours into other parts of your life. And I couldn't agree with that more. And I thought it tied into perfectly with what we were saying prior about the critical task list and doing your 5 daily non-negotiables. That is one of the main reasons, besides building confidence and feeling a sense of accomplishment, when you're doing the 5 daily negotiables day in, day out, that helps you build momentum. And that momentum is going to pour into other parts of your life, such as your business and your family. So that's why I think it's super important. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Someone in our Scratch Agency community group asked about structuring time and how to know what to say yes and no to, right? And I love this question because it's something I worked on a lot. Basically, what's worked for me in the past, and I definitely was not perfect with this, but what has worked over the last few months, I'd say, is creating a clear vision for the agency, right? And I'm talking about really having a defined vision where I can explain in great detail as if I were explaining my agency today and what that looks like in 5 years, right? So now once I have that vision, I can create a daily to-do list on what needs to be done to achieve that goal. And by having that, that's gonna help me know what to say yes and no to. So that was one big part of it. And the other part of his question was about time and energy and having kids and being wiped out at a certain time. And I totally feel him on this, because for me at 8 p.m. after the kids go down, I am completely shot. I cannot do any work. My brain is just mush at that point. What's worked for me, which I got from Dan Martell, is not just time blocking, but batching the types of tasks you want to do together. For instance, I'll only take client calls between 12 and 2:30. I'll only do prospecting between 9:30 and 10:30. And the reason I do this is because the last thing I want to do, and what drains my energy, this is for me specifically, is switching back and forth between tasks. It is, for me, an absolute mess. It drains my energy. So I need to batch my time and stick very strictly to it. And that's what works best for me. Just wrapped up a video proposal. Do not sleep on these video proposals. I can't tell you how often I hear from people of how amazing the videos are. When you send them a video of you sharing your screen with yourself here in the corner, discussing what coverages are included, what exclusions there are. People really appreciate the extra effort. Take the few extra minutes to take the video. I can't even tell you, I have this one referral partner that every time we're at a network meeting, I'd say 9 out of 10 times, she always brings up how, man, it's so great how Shawn sends me over these quotes for my clients, and it has a video attached to it, just going over everything, and it helps them understand the information. So don't sleep on video proposals. All right, I got a call with Adam at Excess Brokers. I'm gonna talk some business strategy and follow up on a few accounts. So two, I keep seeing this pen on my desk. T5 Insurance came out with these orange pens. And I swear my first thought was, why is he spending money on these damn things? And then I realized it's just following me around everywhere. I can't get rid of it. So I guess there is a method to the madness. I got to order some pens too. So we're going to call Adam now and take it from there. All right. You're the man. Thanks, Adam. Appreciate it. I'll tell you guys straight out, this podcast has been the most consistent thing I've done on social, and it is by far driven the most results, And I think when you're consistent with doing the content, there's something about it, and Steven and I talk all the time, you pick up on little things. Every new video, there's always a little something. Hey, should we change this thumbnail? Hey, should we change this title? Hey, should we start doing timestamps? Hey, should we start doing this? And then over time, the production and the quality and the content gets improved and a little better. And there's no way to do that unless you're consistent with it, All right, Thursday morning, 4:45, just getting ready to go to the gym. Just want to give you a little recap on how yesterday went. Had an awesome podcast with Stephen Turnbull and Jeff White, the social media director at Hawksoft. A really great interview, talked all about social media strategy, what agents should do when first getting started on social and video, and it was a really good conversation. Also had a call with Patrick McBride, and that dude is just filled with so much knowledge. We talked about ChatGPT, we talked about creating custom GPTs and how we can implement that into the agency, and also about Adapt API. If you don't know the Adapt API software, I would recommend you check that out if you are an agency owner. They're able to pull cancel reports from specific carriers automatically, upload it into your CRM, which has been still something we're testing. I've only had it for a little over a month now, but it seems to be a really solid program, so we're implementing more of that. Also had a business strategy call with Adam at Excess Brokers, so that was a good call. That was regarding the church that Ryan and I are currently working on here on Long Island. So that's been an interesting account. So I'm gonna get ready, hit the gym, get the kids ready for school, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, headed out to Sound Harbor headquarters today. Got a couple of good calls today scheduled. One with Marshall Glass from the Iroquois Group, just to discuss how we can implement their company into our agency. We have a call with Noah from SageSure. It's an annual business call to discuss how we can write more homeowners insurance in New York. Check out, the status on the Long Island market with that company. From there, we got to set up our next founders lunch. We're trying to do one a month. We had our last one a couple of weeks ago, so I got to get that scheduled and invite some new people to that lunch, which is all about collaboration and centers of influence within our local area. And then after that, we do have some exciting news that Jacob is now going to be our video production guy. He's going to help us with post-production. I'm going to get him connected with Juan so they can team up and help come up with some better content strategy. I mean, even filming in person, so I'm excited to get that going. All right, happy Friday, guys. Just wanted to give you the end of week update. Did write a new electrician's policy. It was a package workers' comp for an electrician out east in the Hamptons. So we were able to secure that via AOR, actually. It stemmed from a cold call I made a little over a year ago. Was able to write the workers' comp. And then from there, we were able to cross-sell them on the package policies. So I'm really excited to get that one on the books. And one of the key wedges we were able to make is we have a self-service portal where a client can go in and create their own COIs, and they weren't getting this service now, and it was something they were really looking forward to. So this lets them be able to create their own COIs on the weekend, after hours, whatever the case is. So they're loving that software. We got them set up on that yesterday, so that's ready to rock and roll. Also, too, working on a couple of accounts in New York City, bar. One is a cool whiskey lounge that I've been working on for a few months. And we actually have another one in Connecticut that we're working on. So a couple of good things in the pipeline, which is always good. And then wanted to give you guys a numbers update. We are currently sitting at $405,500 in total agency revenue, which is a beautiful thing. And we're profitable, which is also super important. For those of you that don't know, I opened the agency in 2020. COVID hit a couple of weeks after I opened, and we basically got ready to rock and roll. I would say June of 2020 is when we really started writing new business and getting into the groove of things. So it's been an awesome ride. I'm going to try to give you guys a numbers update at least once a month so you can kind of see where we're sitting at. And my goal would be by the end of 2026 is to hit that $1 million mark, the latest. So we're going to get there. I'll keep you guys posted with some of the other stuff we got going on, and I'll see you guys next week. All right, you guys know one of my daily non-negotiables, which I talked about the other day, is health and fitness, right? Getting a workout in, reading, getting my mind right. So I do one of these coaching calls with Dan Martell once a week where it's a group call, and he goes into fitness stuff, but he also goes into mindset. And here's just an awesome clip from the coaching call that we had the other day.
A lot of people talk about willpower. What they should be talking about is want power, because your will is not going to get you to win. Your want, your necessity, your deep down freaking desire to make it happen, this is about making it a non-negotiable. What happens often when people get inspired, we're chatting on Instagram, you guys are like, oh yeah, I want to get fit. I saw those photos, I see your wife, I want the same thing. And then you have these fleeting moments of inspiration, and they come and they go. And then life happens to you. And it wasn't a true must. It was a nice to have. And I don't do well with that. So I want you to know that unless the pain of you continuing the same bullshit you've been doing